Welcome to Learn Commerce PU online classes. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Hello everyone, welcome to second PUC Statistics online classes. In this class, we are going to discuss about 6th chapter in that part C, that is t-test. Before going to this chapter, let us recall the previous classes, that is t-test. In the t-test, there are 4 applications are there. So, previous classes are last sample test. In last sample test, there are 4 applications are there. That is, first application is test for population mean. The second application of last sample test is test for equality of means of two population. Then the third application is test for population proportion, and the fourth one is test for equality of proportions of two populations. And see, we had discussed the test for population mean. In that, if the problem is based on the observations are like this, if the observation x bar is given and mu is given and small letter n is given and alpha is given. If these observations are given in the problem, then it is test for population mean. Okay, then if it is test for population mean, then the formula is z is equal to x bar minus mu divided by s divided by small letter s divided by square root of n, which follows normal 0, 1. See here, x bar is sample mean, mu is hypothetical mean, and s is standard deviation, and small letter n is number of observation. So, in this case, in test for population mean, x bar, mu, n and alpha observations are given in the problem. In test for equality of means of two population, in this case, x bar 1 and x bar 2 observations, and n1 and n2 observations, and sigma square and sigma 1 square and sigma 2 square observations along with alpha. These observations are there in the question. Then it is test for equality of means of two population. See, means of two population in the sense here two sets of observations are given. If these observations are given in the problem, then formula is z is equal to x bar 1 minus x bar 2 divided by square root of sigma 1 square divided by n1 plus sigma 2 square divided by n2, which follows normal 0, 1. See, we already discussed x bar 1 and x bar 2 in the sense that is population sample means, and sigma 1 square and sigma 2 square in the sense that is standard deviations, and n1 and n2 in the sense that is sample size. Sample size, the first set of observation is denoted by n1, and sample size of second set of observation is denoted by n2. Then in the third application, that is test for population proportion. In this case, they given the problem is like given observations are like this. Small letter n is given and capital letter P is given and x observations are given along with alpha. Okay, these observations are there in the question. Then it is test for population proportion. If it is test for population proportion, then formula is z is equal to small letter p minus capital letter P divided by square root of capital letter P into capital letter Q divided by small letter n, which follows normal 0, 1. See, to calculate P, we used formula is x divided by n, and capital letter P is given in the question. Then to calculate Q, we used 1 minus P. Then next application is test for equality of proportions of two populations. In this case, they given small letter n and small letter n2, x1, x2. Some cases they given small letter p1, some cases they given x1 and x2 observations, some cases they given p1 and p2 observations and alpha. If these observations are given in the question, then it is test for equality of proportions of two populations. then formula is z is equal to small letter p1 minus small letter p2 divided by square root of pq into 1 minus 1 divided by n1 plus 1 divided by n2. See, to calculate p1 we used formula, that is x1 by x1 divided by n1, and to calculate p2 we used formula, that is x2 divided by n2, and to calculate p, capital letter P, we used formula for, in the case of x bar 1, x1 and x2s are given in the question, we used formula P is equal to x1 plus x2 divided by n1 plus n2. Okay, in case P1 and P2s are given, small letter P1 and small letter P2s are given in the question, in that case we used formula to calculate capital letter P, that is n1 P1 plus n2 P2 divided by n1 plus n2, and to calculate Q we use formula, that is Q is equal to 1 minus P. Okay, these are the applications we already discussed in the previous classes. Next, move to today's concept, that is t-test. So what is t-test? T-test is small sample test. So, and this how to identify t-test? If the sample size is less than 30, then it is t-test, and sample size is denoted by small letter n, and which is less than 30, then it is small sample test. And what is the difference between small sample test or t-test and large sample test? Large sample test is the sample size is greater than or equal to 30, then we can say this is large sample test, and t-test is if the sample size is less than 30. Okay, now let's see the applications of t-test. In that first one, that is to test the significance of mean of a population using small sample, and second application of t-test is to test the difference between the means of the two populations using two small samples, and this is also known as independent sample. And third application is to test the difference between the means of the two populations using paired observation, that is also known as dependent sample. Okay, next move to first application, that is to test the significance of means of a population using small sample. Let's see the test procedure. In the step 1 is setting up of null hypothesis, and null hypothesis is denoted by H naught. See, this is means of a population, in the sense what? That is only one set of observation. So, and we know that H naught is always equal, so we can say mean of a population, that is mean of a population that is mu is equal to mu naught. See, here mu naught is given observation for testing. So, we here H naught is means of a population, that is mu is equal to mu naught in the sense what? That is given observation for testing. Then what is step 2? Step 2 is setting up of alternative hypothesis, and alternative hypothesis is denoted by H1. So, here alternative hypothesis is rejection possible of null hypothesis. See, what are the rejection possibles are there? If we see null hypothesis is equal, then what is alternative hypothesis? One is not equal to, that is mu not equal to mu naught, another one is mu less than mu naught, or we can say mu greater than mu naught. See, if it is not equal in the sense what? Mean of a population is not equal to given population for testing, and here mu greater less than mu naught in the sense what? Mean of a population is less than to the given population for testing. Then mu greater than mu naught in the sense what? Mean of a population is greater than to the mean of given population for testing. Okay, these are the step 2 alternative hypothesis, and if it is not equal to type in the sense what? That is two-tailed test, and if it is greater than less than in the sense what? That is left-tailed test, and if it is greater than in the sense what? That is right-tailed test. So, So these are the step 2. So here step 1 and step 2 are, step 1 is mu is equal to mu naught, and step 2 is mu not equal to mu naught, or mu less than mu naught, or mu greater than mu naught. Then what is step 3? Step 3 is test statistics. So that is, see, this problem is based on t test. So t test in the sense what? Here we have to write t is equal to x bar minus mu divided by s divided by square root of n minus 1. So here t follows, which follows t with, see, this is n minus 1. So here this is n minus 1 in the sense, here we have to write t with n minus 1 degrees of freedom. See, here x bar is sample, mean of sample, mu in the sense hypothetical mean of population, here s in the sense standard deviation of sample, and n in the sense sample size. Okay, this is the formula to calculate, to test the significance of mean of the population using small sample. And what is step 4? Step 4 is depending on H1, alternative hypothesis, and alpha. Alpha is level of significance. We can find the critical value, and critical value is denoted by small letter k. This is step 4. And step 5 is, that is conclusion part. See, if the calculated value lies in acceptance region, then H naught rejected. Otherwise, H naught, step 5 is conclusion part. Here, calculated value lies in acceptance region, then H naught accepted. Otherwise, H naught rejected. Or we have the conditions like this. For two-tailed test, the condition is like this: minus k less than or equal to calculated value. See, here calculated value we will write like this, TCAL. So calculated value less than or equal to k. This is for two-tailed. If the condition is like this, if the value lies like this, then H naught accepted, otherwise rejected. Then for left-tailed test, the condition is like this: if k less than or equal to calculated value, then H naught accepted, otherwise H naught rejected. For right-tailed test, the condition is like this: calculated value less than or equal to k, then H naught accepted, otherwise H naught rejected. Okay, these are the test procedure to calculate to test the significance of the mean of the population using small sample. Next, move to second application of t-test, that is to test the difference between mean of the two populations using two samples, that is dependent sample. Okay, now let us see the test procedure. That is step 1. Step 1 is null hypothesis. Here null hypothesis is denoted by H naught. See, this is mean of two populations. So mean of two population in the sense there are two set of observations are there. If two set of observation in the sense, we will write first set of mean of population is denoted by mu1 and another set of mean of population is denoted by mu2. So here H naught is always equal, therefore we will write mu1 is equal to mu2. So mu1 is equal to mu2 in the sense means of two populations are equal. Then what is step 2? Step 2 is alternative hypothesis, and alternative hypothesis is rejection possible of null hypothesis. So here I will write mu1 not equal to mu2, in the sense here two means of populations are not equal, or we can say mu1 less than mu2, in the sense here first mean of first population is less than mean of second population, or we can say mu1 greater than mu2, in the sense here mean of first population is more than mean of second population. Okay, these are the alternative hypotheses. And step 3 is that is test statistic. So here it is t test, so I will write t is equal to here two set of population means are there. That is why I will write x bar 1 minus x bar 2 divided by square root of SC square into 1 by n1 plus 1 by n2, which follows. See, in the first application there are here only one set of observation is there. So here we wrote t with 1 minus 1 degrees of freedom. See, here two set of observations are there. How to write the degrees of freedom? If it is one set of observation, that is n minus 1. If it is two set of observation, in the sense this is for one set of observation and this is for another set of observation. So here two set of observation, in the sense I will write n1 minus 1 and n2 minus 1. Then how to write degrees of freedom? That is n1 minus 1 plus n2 minus 1. So here n1 and n2, okay, n1 minus 1, so plus into n2, that is plus n2, plus into minus 1. So see, here n1 and n2s are positive terms, so I will write together n1 plus n2. See, here minus 1 and minus 1 are there, so minus 1 minus 1, so minus 2. Therefore I will write here t with n1 plus n2 minus 2 degrees of freedom. Okay, this is test statistics for this application. Next, see, here x bar 1 and x bar 2, in the sense that is mean population of sample, and here n1 as size first set sample size of first set of observation, and n2 in the sense sample size of second set of observation. Here SC square, in the sense what? That is standard deviation. So how to find out standard deviation? To find out SC, we use SC square. Okay, so SC square is n1 S1 square plus n2 S2 square divided by n1 plus n2 minus 2, or we can use one more formula, that is SC square is equal to summation x1 minus x bar 1 whole square plus summation x1 here there are two set of observations are there, no? So first set of observation is like this, summation x1 minus x bar 1 whole square, one more x2 minus x bar 2 whole square divided by n1 plus n2 minus 2. Okay, this is the formula to calculate SC square. Okay, this is step 3. Then step 4 as it is like that, based on depending on alternative hypothesis and level of significance, that is alpha, we can find the critical value. Critical value is denoted by K. Then step 5 is if the calculated value lies in acceptance region, then H not accepted, otherwise rejected. And we already discussed the conditions of two-tailed test and left tail test and right tail test. Okay, these are the test procedure to calculate, to test the difference between the means of the two populations using two samples. And this is independent sample, in the sense here sample sizes are not equal. Okay, here sample sizes are not equal, so this is independent sample. Next, move to third application of t-test, that is to test the difference between the means of the two populations using paired observation. See, here paired observation, in the sense what? Here sample sizes are equal. Sample sizes are equal, so this is dependent sample. See, in the second application of t-test, here sample sizes are not equal, so this is independent sample. Here sample sizes are equal, so this is dependent sample. Then what are the test procedures? See, test procedure in that first step 1, that is setting up of null hypothesis, that is H naught. See, this is means of two population, in the sense what? We can say means are equal. In null hypothesis we can say means of two populations are equal, that is mu1 is equal to mu2. Then what are the alternative hypotheses? We can say mu1 means of two populations are not equal, that is mu1 not equal to mu2, or we can say mu1 mean of first population is less than mean of second population, that is mu1 less than mu2, or we can say mu1 greater than mu2. In the sense here mean of first population is more than mean of second population. Then what is test statistic? Test statistics are, test statistic is T is equal to, because it is T test, T is equal to, see here dependent sample in the sense what? In the second, see here independent sample, x bar 1 minus x bar 2, in the sense what? Here means of populations are not different, here sample sizes are different. So here we wrote x bar 1 minus x bar 2, but here sample sizes are equal, therefore we can write, see here sample size 1 and sample size n1 and sample, this is n1 in the sense what? That is sample size of first set of observation, and n2 in the sense sample size of second set of observation. So here sample sizes are equal, that is n. If sample sizes are equal, we have to find differences of two set of observations. So set of observations are denoted by x1 and x2. Then how to identify differences? That is x bar 1 minus x bar 2. This is differences. So here T formula is D bar. D bar in the sense what? Mean of differences of samples. See here x bar 1 minus x bar 2 in the sense what? That is mean of the sample. So here in the sense what? This is D in the sense that is just difference. And how to find out differences? See, to calculate T test we need differences. So in the independent sample we use x bar 1 minus x bar 2. This is the difference. So here we need D bar. So how to write? What is D bar, students? See, to calculate x bar we use summation x divided by n. See, in the x here D is there. So in the place x here D is there. So to calculate D bar we using the formula summation D divided by n. Okay, this is the formula to calculate D bar. So D bar divided by S divided by square root of, see here sample sizes are equal, that's why I will write n minus 1. So if it is n minus 1, then it follows T with n minus 1 degrees of freedom. Then this is step 3. Then what is step 4? Step 4 is based on alternative hypothesis and level of significance we can find the critical value, and critical value is denoted by K. And last step, that is step 5 is that is conclusion part. See, if the as it is what we discussed in the previous application, if the calculated value lies in acceptance region, then H0 is accepted, otherwise H0 is rejected. And here see, now you have the question, what is degrees of freedom? See, here I use degrees of freedom, and here I use degrees of freedom, and here I use degrees of freedom. What is degrees of freedom? Degrees of freedom in the sense that is number of independent observation, and to calculate degrees of freedom using the formula that is n minus c. Okay, this is the formula to calculate degrees of freedom. Here n in the sense that is sample size, and c in the sense that is independent constraints. See, in this case, see here if n is, for example, if n is 9, then what is n minus c? What is degrees of freedom? See, if n is 9 and here 1 is given, so here 1 is constraints, so 9 minus 1 in the sense what? 8. Here 8 is the degrees of freedom. For example, if n is equal to 12, what is degrees of freedom? Degrees of freedom is 9, here n is 12 and 1 is given in the question, in the format, that is 1. So this is 13, here 13 is degrees of freedom. Okay, this is degrees of freedom. This is how we are going to calculate degrees of freedom. Degrees of freedom in the sense that is independent, number of independent observations. Yes, thank you for watching this video.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.